Bataille thought the unproductive expenditure could be practically implemented to possibly change the bourgeois society's social structure? And how does it reflect the view of the American middle class?
Bataille was facing this reality that basically you have two classes. You have a bourgeois class, then you have the really poor working class. So there's always a struggle. But of course, that social structure started with the French Revolution, after French Revolution. And then as if there was a thing called a bourgeois. And now, if you look at American life, and part of the thing used to be middle class. We feel most proud of ourselves as Americans. We have a middle class. So what is the middle class? Middle class, this term middle class is a really deceiving term for bourgeois. If you call yourself a working class, then you don't feel good. Then you're going to be blue-collar working class, ghetto. But if you identify yourself as a bourgeois, then you're not going to feel good either. So you call the middle class. Really tricky. So American middle class is the European traditional view of bourgeois. And we have carried on this thing for so long, and now it's collapsing. So why it's collapsing? The economy is bad, that's why. No, it has nothing to do with the economy. Sooner or later, we're going to face this problem. You're trying to make this bourgeois as something, a real social status. But there is no such thing. In a society, from beginning to the end, there's a top and a bottom. Top would be all the billionaires and political leaders, people have power. Bottom, working people. Basically, that's what it is. The rich and the poor. But somehow we're trying to get it to the middle. Like, I'm not the bad or wealthy people. I'm not the poor, uneducated ghetto. I'm a middle class. That's very deceiving. It's a wishful thinking. And we had our good wish life for 50s, 80 years. It's breaking down now that we can't hold together anymore. That's why we're losing middle class. It's not that we're actually losing anything. You look at the American life, when I first came 30 years ago to now, I don't see a big difference there. Wealthy people always wealthy. Poor people are always poor. It's as the individual that your own position changes. So how you gauge this thing? It's that you're struggling. It's not say, oh, I only make $1,500 a month versus I make $100,000. The dollar amount does not indicate anything or define anything. It's the way of life. If you only make $1,500, you can pay your rent, you can eat, you can do things as you wish, then you're middle class. Or you're working class, whichever you want to categorize yourself. And if you make $150,000, you're always behind the bills and you're still tight because you have too many things. Boats and your vacation homes, then you're no different than somebody making $1,500 a month. You see, that's where it draws the line. But there is a class. They always have enough money to spend. And you're not one of those people. What's the next step done? Homeless. Homeless is automatically out of society. We never consider them as part of society from beginning to the end. Don't kid yourself. That's how that is. Basically, you have people, they have enough money to spend, have an easy life. Then you have people, they have to work really hard to maintain their life. That's the two ends. That's what's happening. And now everything becomes so real and it's so clear we have to accept this, but we're not willing to accept.